And welcome to another episode of Indieventure Extra. And this week we have a very special guest, a person that both Liam, Rebecca and myself have been keen to have on for such a long time. She's a solo developer of the heartwarming game One Night Stand and Videoverse, which was the winner of the Critics' Choice Award in the Indie Cup UK. Videoverse also won Best Narrative at the Debug Indie Game Awards in 2004. Known as Kinmoku-chan online, but here with me today, it's Lucy Blundell.
Yay!
Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Rachel. Hi. Thanks for having me on.
Yay! Also, this episode is very chill because Lucy, you've talked about how you've been hard at work, and I'm coming off the back of having a cold.
Yes.
So both of us are very low energy.
It's low energy part.
It is. We've also got like very calm lighting. I can see you're not a top light person.
Oh no.
I'm not a top light person. No. It's overstimulating to the max. So it's kind of like, it's Thursday evening. We're getting cozy. We're in recovery mode. But yeah, thanks, Lucy. Thanks for coming on. Like, it's such a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And the first thing I want to do is congratulate you because Videoverse is now available on console.
Yes, it is. Oh my god, I've waited so long to get it on console. You wouldn't believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, because it's Xbox, PS4, PS5, and Switch. So
Yes.
you did them all at once. You were like,
Yes.
oof.
Yeah, and I mean, it's gone. It's been a bit of a stressful time, but it's done now.
Oh. Well, it's going to reach a whole bunch of new players. And like I said a bit before we started recording, you're going to make a bunch of people cry, and more people in the world cry over Videoverse. But yeah, so the topic that me and Lucy are going to be diving into today is kind of like creating emotional media. Lucy did a talk at this at Develop, which I can't believe I missed. I was going to go to Develop this year. I really would have gone to see you, see your talk. So we're going to just dive into what it's like to put parts of yourself into your work as an artist and as a developer, and also just like explore the way that players kind of like connect with video games, because the reactions from both One Night Stand and Videoverse, will be diving into both this episode. I just feel like people relate to them really deeply, and like I just think that's really cool. And I you don't see that a lot. People are like, oh, I really enjoyed video games. But with Videoverse in particular, I think, only because I'm more familiar with it, I just think people were really responded to how raw and authentic it was for them to play. Have you found that? People telling you that?
I was honestly quite surprised about it at first, but now I've heard it quite a lot. Almost every review kind of says something about the emotions, or, oh wow, I didn't expect this to hit me, and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I didn't expect it to hit you. I think I just made something that felt very close to my own experiences, and it seemed to resonate with people.
Yes. I want to just quickly kind of like introduce the way that the Indieventure crew came across your work and across Videoverse. Was when we were jury members for Indie Cup UK back in 2023, which you won the Critics' Choice Award for Videoverse.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to Liam and Rebecca about it as we were playing all the different games, and all three of us immediately latched onto Videoverse. And I remember we had to write feedback for people who developers who participated. And I remember writing yours and feeling like I was like putting my heart into normally with feedback, it's like, oh, this was good, this is great, this is awesome. I remember writing your feedback and being like, I love this game so much. It got me so much in the feels. Can you kind of talk me through what it was like, entering Indie Cup and winning Critics' Choice and like the feedback you got?
Yeah. So like honestly, when I submitted to it, I hadn't heard of Indie Cup before.
Right.
So there's a lot of as an indie dev, there's a lot of things to kind of submit to. There's like Steam festivals and several different like indie award things. It's like IGF and Indiecade, and it's like which ones should I go for? Usually it's like I'll submit to IGF, you got to pay for that, but otherwise I'll just submit to like the things that are free. So Indie Cup was one of those, and then like I wasn't so sure about it because it's not like an on site kind of thing.
Yes.
But I was actually really impressed by like the jury selection, the games that were submitted. And the quality was like really like immense, like of the games that got like nominated. And like I think I just have this feeling of like just submit to like anything and everything and just see what happens.
As jury members, we had maybe to start off with like 100 games just to view, and then it narrowed down to 10 in which we played them. And Rebecca, Liam and I were very much like, all three of us were different, had different likes and dislikes, but we all agreed that Videoverse was something that there was something special about this game. And apparently all the jury seemed to agree because yes, it won Critics' Choice, which is so great.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of good things to come, because obviously then Videoverse went on to win the narrative, it was Indie Narrative Award at Debug, which is great. Another great award ceremony.
Yeah. It was a real surprise because this was before like the game had come out. Was
That's
also a thing, and I was like, oh wow, like is this something kind of special? I thought maybe it would just get some kind of narrative nod, or wouldn't really win. But Critics' Choice was like, oh wow, like this is different reception than like One Night Stand got. And just as like a visual novel developer, it's so nice to see visual novels now starting to get taken seriously in awards.
Yes.
Which I am looking at the Game Awards and I'm like, where's like the 100 line? Like, come on.
Right? I was the same. I was like, I always side-eye the Game Awards. I never agree with anything they've chosen.
No, it's sometimes there's nice things, but it's more that it's like the same kind of 6 games in like every single category, and it's like, come on, there's like way more than that.
Yeah, which is why like smaller events, I think, is where indies like Videoverse get to really shine. And I think finding that audience, or like even just having that inkling of like, okay, I've got something special here when you win like Critics' Choice and Narrative Choice. It was just, I just always remember playing it the first time and like seeing Emmett and just instantly being like, I want to protect this teenager at all costs.
Oh, that's so cute.
He's adorable, and I see so much of myself in him.
I know.
And I think again, like I've said, that's why so many people have resonated with it. Like, and I think that'll take us quite nicely into like the talk that you did at Develop. Can you just kind of give us a brief overlook of what you talked about and what I missed out on?
Yeah, so I think we'll kind of be talking a lot about what was in that talk during this episode. But it was about the Videoverse emotional gut punches that, how did I design them? Why did so many people like resonate with this game like on an emotional level, and just kind of like analyzing it and picking it apart, and then sharing with other developers how I achieved that through all the different kind of avenues, like the writing, personal experience, the music, the sound effects, the art and animation as well. And I'd never spoken at Develop either, so this was like quite a scary thing, because I'm not a very, I'm quite introverted, and I a solo developer like in my room, like,
You're just thrust into the spotlight.
Yeah, so I was like, am I sure I want to do this? But I just felt like there was just something special about Videoverse that it did seem to, the people that kind of played it and stuck with it really seemed to get a lot out of it. And I think I'd also just been playing like not just games, but like watching a lot of TV shows as well, and not really feeling that much of an emotional reaction anymore. Like this, I've heard like Netflix is saying like they're designing shows to like be background TV now, and things aren't really that like engaging, you know. And I just felt like Videoverse maybe felt quite like, you know, you can really get into it when you're like, you finally got that hook. I think it has a bit of a slow start, but once it gets you, it's like people just tend to keep playing it until the end.
Yes, because for those who aren't familiar with Videoverse, or kind of the beginnings of it, you were massively inspired by the closure of Miiverse.
Yes.
So can we have a little chat about that, and, you know, you witnessing this kind of historic internet event, and how it influenced you for Videoverse?
So it was like, I wasn't like the biggest Miiverse user or anything, because I'm a little bit older. But I did like really love the drawings in that. You know,
yes!
you'd see like the fan art,
the doodles.
Even when you're like in a game of like Mario or whatever, and it's just a drawing, and it's like, my parents don't love me or whatever it says on it, and I'm just there like, what the heck? I'm just playing Mario. And I really resonated with these things, so I'd always like occasionally go on, some like artwork, and just kind of go off. But I was there like, if I was a kid, like I'd really love this. And then it just got me thinking like, well, what was I doing when I was a kid? And it was a lot of like things like DeviantArt, Neopets.
Yes, Neopets come through.
I was obsessed with Neopets, mostly because I didn't really have like, or at least my parents never bought me video games that much. So it was like a free game I could play online, you know.
Yes.
And have like a virtual pet. So yeah, it was really cool.
And then leave them for years to just die, I guess.
Yeah. It's like, your Neopet is starving. It's like, yep.
Yep. Oh, no. Yeah, or like Habbo Hotel, those kind of spaces.
Exactly. Oh, I loved Habbo Hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually like loaded it up, I don't know, a year or two ago, I think it came back for a bit, and I was like,
really?
Yeah, I'm going to go on there. But it's kind of sad that this like feeling of like, I want to connect with people online, I don't really have that anymore. I do have it on like Blue Sky, like social media, but like to hang out in a chat room or like that kind of thing, I'm just like not bothered anymore.
Yeah. Or for it to be more casual, or for it to be a bit of separation.
Yeah.
I feel like I was thinking about this as well, because, you know, one of the things I felt about X when we all left, essentially, because it became a fucking hellhole.
Yeah.
I kind of miss the kind of connection through that, even if it was just through little ways. And I don't, as much as I like Blue Sky, it is something that is not present there. And so I've been thinking about like other avenues, and I don't really know where to go.
Yeah.
I think these kind of spaces are not like gone. I'm sure they're around, but like, I can't find them anywhere.
No, I know. And I feel like I'm actually offline more these days. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's not the same. You don't always have the people with the same, like, really niche interests, you know?
Yes.
You can really get in on something. I do really, really miss that. And, I still have my Twitter account as, like, kind of read-only, and occasionally go on there. And it's really sad that I still see like some people I really liked, and a lot of particularly like Japanese artists and game developers all still using Twitter, and it's like, I miss these guys. Like, I want to see all this nice stuff, but then they haven't like moved over. But then Blue Sky's also it is a lot like Twitter, but it's still not. It seems more serious.
Yes, I want a Videoverse. I want a Kenmoku shop. Like, that's what I want.
I know. If only I could make one.
And like, there is something about Videoverse as well. Like, speaking from my own experience, of it kind of, it's like when I was playing it, I felt that loss of these spaces, and I'm playing it, and it's a really, you know, I'm having such a nostalgic time with it, but it's also very much like there's a loss attached to it. I'm like, these places don't really exist in this form anymore. And I think there's a real human connection with that. Like that this virtual space is not around anymore, and the authenticity you brought to it as well is another thing I really want to touch upon, because some of the characters in this game are like, I met these people, I chatted with these people, like my uncle works at Nintendo, all that kind of stuff. Like, oh, like that authenticity was amazing.
I'd love to know who reminded you of, you know, the people in your life, like which characters, if you can remember.
It's really funny because I remember one thing I really liked about Videoverse is the spaces I was in when I was younger. I was really into anime, but as a woman, it's kind of like I'm into anime, but in a specific way that's different from men.
Yeah.
And looking at Videoverse, and there were some people online when I was growing up that there were one, queer women, and two, like absolutely the freedom they had just to be like, I like this anime because I'm horny and this character's hot. And I was just like, this is what, like, I sure there was this kind of person in my life. And this is someone who I wanted to be almost. Like, and playing Videoverse and seeing those kind of funny posts, it was like, again, this kind of feeling of like, I wish that was me when I was younger. I wish I had that energy to just be myself, authentically myself online, and now it's too late. I won't have that anymore. And yeah, there was definitely in the places I was lurking, I wasn't so much of a participant. I was a lurker. I was a maximum lurker, but there was definitely people in the spaces I was in who would like write about the anime they were enjoying, or like, I don't know, like someone who was just so into Sailor Moon, and
that's probably me.
We were in the same spaces. But yeah, it's something that, again, with Videoverse, I'm very much, I wish I was more myself when I was younger and I made these connections, because I think I was very intimidated. Maybe I wish I was a bit older or something, but I just wasn't in that kind of, I was on Bebo, like poking people, or Facebook poking people. Like,
okay.
They weren't the right places.
Right. Interesting.
But were they influenced by people that you had met growing up?
I think so. And I think when I think about like the cast of Videoverse, I think a lot of them are like mostly World of Warcraft people.
Yes, I remember you mentioning this in when we did the Edge interview. Because you were really into World of Warcraft, right? Like seriously into World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it was this kind of like, because it was in the last couple of years of my, like, doing my degree. And somehow I still did really well. Like, I got a good degree. But I knew in myself, like, I just did the bare minimum to get the best. Like, I just kind of, like, I could have made my animation something that I was, because I did animation at university, could have made it something I was really proud of, and put on YouTube, and it had a great story and everything, but the the artwork, the aesthetic, the animation was really like bad and was really quite rushed. And it's because I was spending all my time playing World of Warcraft.
Man, oh my gosh!
And I remember like I think like one of my flatmates like took a photo of me just like randomly one day, and I was at the computer, and I remember seeing that picture and I was like, I look horrendous, and that was like
formation.
It was like proper goblin mode, and I'm like, I need to sort myself out.
Oh no, you see yourself differently through the eyes of another. You're like, oh god.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like I really got into it, and like some of the friends I made on there are like lifelong friends still. Like the person who did the sound engineer that did the shark and dolphin like sound was a friend from World of Warcraft. So
amazing.
Yeah, so he's like, he worked on like One Night Stand as well, like doing some of the sound effects. And he's just like, whenever I need a sound effect, I'm like, Alex, could you help me?
Oh my god, they did such a good job. Those sounds of the consoles booting up transported me back to a different time.
I know.
They did such a good job.
He did such a good job, yeah. Because like sound and music's always my weak area. So that's where like I'll try and like spend my like limited budget, like, okay, let's try and get some like decent sound effects, because and this came up in my develop talk as well, like you've got to get that sound, like I wanted it to feel as nostalgic as like booting up like a Game Boy or a Nintendo DS. So I was like, I really want it to sound like that. Yes. But it also has this like older like sound chip, and yeah.
because it's also it's like the sound, but also you can hear the machine like booting up. It's not just about like just the nice twinkly noises. It's like the machine is crunching its way. I remember us as well in when I talked to you before, we were talking about the characters and, you know, Emmett and the kind of like how much of you put into Emmett and his experiences. I guess we can talk about Emmett and then we'll talk about Vivi like a little later on, because she's a very special character for you. But can we quickly touch upon like Emmett as a character and like how much of you put in him? I know there's a lot of like, you know, this kid who's moved from the UK to Germany, and that's very much in line with you. So let's have a chat about Emmett, my baby boy, my son.
He's my favourite.
Oh, that kid is just, I know you can play him different ways, but there's something about him, again, like I said earlier, that I just want to protect him. And I think it's because I see his good nature and I see that his will to do good and to help his friends, being at an age where maybe you don't know how to do that. And I love that about him so much.
Yeah. So I don't know where to start, really. I think originally a lot of people praise the writing of Videoverse, but I honestly don't believe that I'm a great writer. I just think I made a game that it was very me.
Yes.
And I think Emmett is very me. He has, I actually wanted him to be a bit less introverted, a bit more like extroverted when I was writing him. But other than that, like, I think he turned out kind of the way I wanted him to. He is meant to be kind of kind, naive, and he's starting to like, he's at that age where, you know, that kind of coming of age of like, he's just turned 15. So he's like, I know who I was as a child, but the world's kind of telling me to like toughen up, and like, you know, you get that from like Zalor. He's like, oh, don't be a pussy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you get it from like a few other like trolls and like dickheads on the community.
Yeah.
So Emmett's kind of like navigating this, but you're the player like making those decisions. And it's like, you know, do you like lean more into that, or do you try and like lean into being kinder or more empathetic? So they're like the main choices that the player has.
Yes.
But I didn't want like this kind of protagonist that's just a blank slate, that's just like, oh, you can, you know, put your own name in and you can make your own choices, because I just felt like wouldn't really tell a story, really. And because it is about like a young boy or a young man like finding who he wants to become, and you know, we see that later in the story.
Yes. We do.
Yeah. But I think like also I made Emma be kind of kind and supportive because I was going through you know, my own troubles. So I became disabled in 2019, the year before the pandemic. And it wasn't really like an immediate conscious thing of like, oh, I need to make this. I decided to make Videoverse almost a year and a half after that happened.
Oh, okay.
But it was like the first few months of the pandemic was when I was like, right, I'm going to start this game.
Yeah.
But I just wanted like this person to like kind of support and help me through this time.
Yeah.
But also Emmett is a lot like me. So it's kind of like I wanted to like muster up the positivity inside myself, I guess. And I think a lot of that also comes from my husband. He says a lot of very kind and supportive things. And he's not like a, you know, macho masculine guy. Like, he's quite soft and gentle. So I was like, that is who I want it to be. or who I need it to be, I think. Was more. Yeah.
Because on the flip side of that, we have Vivi, who is very much the kind of, again, kind of talking about a little bit from our interview we did. Another thing that struck me when you talked about her was how obviously we end up loving her as a character, but at first she's she's wary and almost a little standoffish. I remember that's how you described her. And I would really love for us to talk about that as well, because again, is that something that maybe came from you and your experiences as well? Again, another character who I just want to protect at all costs. And again, as a woman online, she's so relatable in that way as well. Like, I loved Emmett and how outgoing he was. But again, seeing this person, this young woman who's learning to navigate these spaces and is very cautious, and then Emmett learning about that as well. I just loved all of that. And so, yeah, I would just love to get into her character as well.
Yeah. I think I struggled maybe with writing her the most because, like I told you last time, she was like way more cold and standoffish in the original version because she is new to this. She doesn't really reach out to people. She is introverted and she is quiet. I wouldn't say she's shy. She's just quite quiet and kind of emotionless. She doesn't move or animate as much as the other characters. I think she also has a bit of maybe a dark or a sarcastic kind of sense of humor.
Yes.
Where she kind of smirks to the side. A lot of people have said they really like that, like, facial expression of hers. But yeah, I guess she kind of reminds me a little bit of my mum, but also mostly my sister-in-law, I think.
Really?
She was kind of, even though my sister-in-law is quite a lot older than me, it was more like she has this kind of smart aura and this quite unique sense of humor. But at the same time, because again, I don't think I'm a great writer, she ended up being a bit more like me. It's like at the same time, she was kind of my stand-in character of I needed to get all the emotions I was feeling about kind of processing the grief of this disability into her. And I was like, oh, well, if my sister-in-law was doing this, she'd probably get over it way easier. She's not as emotional, Right. She's quite head first kind of person. So I'm like, but that's not, I guess that's not me. That's not the heart of what's going on. And this is she's going through such a unique, not everyone goes through this kind of thing. I had to really write what I knew and what I felt. And a lot of the words that Vivi types to Emmett are things I've said whilst going through all this very, very touching stuff. And if I have play tested this game probably over 100 times. I've really play tested it. And if I actually play that bit and properly read it, it still makes me tear up now. It's really goes back to how I felt then and how I'm still you just grieve things for sometimes forever, sometimes you never get over the death of a loved one. It's just the kind of this thing. So, and I felt like a lot of people don't talk about that. I've not seen it that much in media. Kind of the grieving of a body that you had and now you will never have again.
I find that fascinating because I imagine for you in 10 years, whenever, you could revisit Videoverse and it will be revisiting a different you or it's captured in time. And I just, for you and putting as much of yourself into these characters, what was that like? Was there a moment where you were did you know you were doing it? Was it intentional? Were there moments you were this is getting very personal? Where was the line for you for that?
Yeah, exactly. So when I was doing my develop talk, I was talking about writing from trauma.
Yeah.
And it is you are putting something out into the world that makes you very vulnerable. Because particularly with video game spaces, they're sometimes quite toxic. They're not very nice.
Yep.
And you've got to be really careful, because if you put something out there and people are like, say something like, it's unrelatable, or like just something like, oh, this is really crap, this isn't how it is, or just something, and it's like, well, that was my experience and I wrote about it. You have to be in a place where if you hear that kind of crap or criticism, are you going to be okay with that? And you've got to make sure that you are okay. So with Vivi, I actually worked with a pediatrician who helped me write her like accident. And I was like, this is what I want. I want her to have her own accident. It's not the same as mine.
Right.
But I want what happened to her to be very similar to me. The thing that me and Vivi have in common is that we both don't know if we'll recover. I don't have a clear diagnosis. It's like, oh, you should, but it might take years. So it's the same thing with Vivi. It's like she doesn't know. And Monica's the pediatrician I work with. She's like, Vivi is like, she's just turned 16. It depends, like, if she's still growing. If she's still like, her bones are still growing and everything, she might have more chance of recovery. Wow. But if she's pretty much done, then she might have to live with this kind of disability. There's like, she talks about she has surgery and it doesn't go very well, all this kind of thing. So she, like, Vivi got quite unlucky. And it's just, it was that hurt me the most at the time, was like, I don't know what my outlook is. Yeah. And it's that was like, that's the thing I want us to share. But the things that happen to us, I want to be like completely different. And then it just creates distance, but it still makes it very touching and personal. Yeah.
I guess as well, it's like, maybe we touched on this with sorry, I keep bringing up the Edge interview for listeners, but it was really good. I remember we talked a little bit about Vivi's story is really amazing, and I really like how we're kind of with her through these feelings that you're talking about, but through Emmett. So I'm always interested in why Emmett was the main character. Like, what was your decision behind that? Or was it that Emmett came first and then Vivi came? Like, what was the timeline kind of like there?
This is a really interesting question, because the original game design document was going to be that they were both playable. And you pick at the start who do you want to play. And it also said that the game wasn't going to be over an hour long. So this is a reason why that didn't happen. I went with Emmett first because I think like it's just a bit easier to write someone who's observing this rather than like, from their point of view. Mm-hmm. And also it's a bit more relatable for players to be male, slightly skewed, but also just like, able-bodied, all that stuff. So I'm like, I think people have more to relate with Emmett, and they will find out over time what's the deal with Vivi. Yeah. But yeah, like the original idea, and I remember saying it for like a good year into development, like, we'll play as Vivi, we'll maybe it will be like when you finish the game, then you play as Vivi, this kind of thing. And you can kind of see maybe the end of that idea, that when you finish the game the first time, you then see her desk on the main menu. And it is a thing like, if Videoverse like did really well, like financially, I would make that version maybe as a DLC or maybe as a sequel. I don't know, but I think financially it hasn't done enough for me to warrant that. And it's really sad, because I get so many people being like, first off, like asking, why is Emmett the main character? and really? two, like, I want a sequel. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I tried.
I think it's really interesting to hear you as well talk about how to, when creating a semi-autobiographical piece of work, how to protect yourself as a journalist as well. It's not exactly the same as creating video games, but there have been times where I've put myself in my work and people are just like, you're wrong, shut up, and just the foulest fucking shit.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times for me, when I have put stuff in my work and I've gotten that, I almost want to do it more sometimes. I don't know how you feel. I'm sure Videoverse, hasn't gotten this. I mean, it's totally different ballpark with journalists, but I'm assuming Videoverse hasn't gotten too much, like, you've not gotten too much heat from that.
No,
because it's just a nice,
really.
wholesome game. Yeah.
No, not heat, but there was just like a moment like 6 months ago where I kept getting like a few reviews like on Steam and stuff, and they were just like, we shouldn't play a lot. There's some people that really don't like Emmett. They're like, oh, he's just like a kind of entitled white guy, and it's like, that's kind of the point.
Oh my god!
He's in this place of power to help people. Use it for good. Like, this kind of thing. Try and lift others up. But I think I don't know. I sometimes worry about media literacy of people sometimes.
Right, sure. Mm-hmm. Oh god, that's a whole other podcast conversation topic.
It is, yeah.
Oh, so like, are there ways for you as a creator to like protect yourself, like just your mental health wise? Will you like, is there anything you've learned from Videoverse or you'll do differently now with your next project?
Yeah. Well, I say that, but my next project is probably the most personal one.
Is it?
It's not like it's autobiographical, but it's very I haven't announced it yet, so it's tricky to talk about without spoiling anything.
Okay.
But it is
sure.
It has like personal stories and
right.
like things from like when I was younger in it, all that kind of stuff.
Ooh.
I think, Rachel, you'll really like it. I hope.
Yes! Oh my god! I'm sure I will. Oh my god! I'm so excited for your next project, and it will make me cry. It absolutely will. I'm sure it will.
I don't know if it's not going to be as emotional, but it is going to be very personal. I can't really explain.
That's
why.
a good but that's a good differentiation for sure, because there is something about a work being personal, but without like showing your whole heart to everyone.
Yeah.
I think those two can still coexist. Like, of course, like personal life moments and life lessons in there, but things can also be personal and be like, again, with Videoverse. Yes, we have Emma and Vivi who are very much based on like your like people that and like your personal experiences, but also this very personal account of the internet on being online and which everyone shared. Like, there's so much like to relate in different aspects to Videoverse. Like, there really was something for everyone. And I think I said this very early on when I gave the feedback in the Indie Cup, is that a lot of times with nostalgic games, it's like, oh, this is good because it's nostalgic. Videoverse is not just that. It's not good because it's nostalgic. Oh, a bunch of millennials are like, remember Neopets? Like, there is something very timeless about this period of time. And I just think anyone can think of something personal to them and look at Videoverse and see that reflected back. And it's just so special. And you've really pumped me up about this next game that you're making. I do want to touch a little bit on One Night Stand as well, because I didn't get to chat to you about that before. And so, we're talking about personal experiences. And for those who don't know, One Night Stand, it's in the title. You play as someone who wakes up next to someone sleeping next to them. And it's kind of you navigating the situation with this woman. Like, maybe you want to know more about your relationship. Maybe you just want to get the fuck out of there. So yeah, my question to you is, why, as your first video game, why focus on this kind of situation? And yeah, talking about like emotional and creative ways of making games, like what part of yourself was in One Night Stand? I'd love to hear more about that.
I think I I was working on another project at the time, which was a bit more like Videoverse. It was
Memories.
This I have so many.
You have so many. You have so many.
This one was called Love IRL, and you can pick up a DVD in One Night Stand of this, and it's about an MMORPG, but it's a love story in that. So this one is more of a dating. This was more of a dating sim, and I still want to go back to this, but it ended up just like all of my project just exploded. So I took a break. I was like, right, I'm just going to do the NaNoWriMo Game Jam, which is in March. It's like a visual novel game jam. And in February, I was like, what am I going to do? It needs to be really small. I was quite enamored by Hotel Dusk's like rotoscope art style.
Yes, yeah. You've activated me on a different level. You can tell me and you are DS. We are DS girlies. We are absolutely... It is very... Yes, now you mentioned that. It looks so similar. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So I was like playing that and I'm like, I actually not a huge fan of it. I love the vibes. I love the atmosphere. I love the artwork. The game design, maybe not so much, but
I know where you're coming
from. But I still really liked it, and I'm like, I want to do something. I've not really seen this like art style since, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do that, and it's gonna be in one room. That was like the only clues that I had. Sure. And then one morning, I was thinking about this, like, what am I gonna do? And I see this guy get on the tram. And he just has this kind of walk of shame energy about him. Oh. It's like Saturday morning and he looks like hunger. He looks like he's wearing the clothes from the night before. And he looks like, please don't look at me. And I'm like, what has this guy done? And then that's where the idea came from. I was I wonder if he had a one night stand. And then I was like, that would be a great idea for a game. Like, that would really as a first game, like, that would really capture people's, like, attention. Like, what the hell is this?
Yes.
And it's like, you'd not seen a game about it before. And I always try to, like, make a game of something that hasn't been done before. And that has its challenges because, algorithms and things don't know where to put them. Mm-hmm. And I really need to stop doing this and just make something simple like, I don't know, horror game or something. But I saw this guy and was like, right, that's what I'm going to do. And then I just drew up some like little prototypes. I thought that the art style looks really cool. I just used myself because it was a game jam. And I was there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's as much as me that goes in it, to be honest. Because, asexual, never had a one night stand, never understood it. It's like, who would do that?
Girl, we're on the same page.
Yeah. But I'm like, it wasn't just about like, oh, I don't quite get this thing. Let's maybe write about it. It's almost like the opposite of like Videoverse and my other project. It's like it's the least like me. But also, I kind of how should I say? Even though it's not something I do, I've still been in that kind of situation where you've been in a vulnerable position. You've been with someone, you're like, I don't feel safe. Or, and the stranger in the game, you're in her house. You might not feel safe, but she also doesn't feel safe and she doesn't really want you there. And these kind of like awkward social anxiety feelings, very normal for me. Like I'm overthinking all this stuff. And it's just full of like awkwardness, drama. You can even have like some comedy in there, which there is. And it was just a nice little thing to like, we're in one room and we're going to do as many crazy things as we can. But also like, because I'm ace, but, I saw a lot of people at university who would kind of sleep around. And sometimes like people got treated pretty badly, like just kind of disposed of a bit. And that really upset me. And I just wanted it's like, oh, if you're in this situation, it might be really nice if you could really get to know them and like try and talk to them. Yes. And that was all it was really, was just trying to humanize this person where this thing had happened. And like, there is no sex in this game. I'm sure it annoys some people that download it.
Oh my god.
You know, it was originally called like The Morning After, and then I was like, oh wait, One Night Stand's far punchier. So
yes, it is. What? Okay, that is amazing. Yeah. Just for the record, I'm also ace. Me and Lucy. I remember when I interviewed last time, I guess I was scrolling through your ex profile, and and you would put something out about it being Ace Week or something, and I was like, hold on a second, we gotta chat about this. That is incredible, because I was playing it again as someone who's like, I've never been in this situation. I never will be. It's just kind of like a role play situation for me. And also like you were talking about, it's exploring these different dynamics in a way in which, I don't know, like it's very human. And I liked that about it. And like you said, even in media, like The Morning After or One Night Stands, they're not explored in the same way that they are in your game One Night Stand. Like it's very... Again, like getting to know the person, and whatever route you decide to take, 'cause there's multiple different... How many endings is there?
There's 12.
Whoa. So 12 different endings, like in which you need to kind of navigate this awkward situation, this funny situation, this dangerous situation. Like it's just, something that for me, I was really fascinated by, especially because, not saying that you don't have to be ace to talk about these topics, but because of that and how that kind of influenced One Night Stand and Videoverse. Like I would like to pick your brain as well about being ace and creating Videoverse, because again, was there any being ace, did that go into Videoverse at all? Was it creatively a decision in any sort of aspects of the game?
Yeah, for sure. So the original the original version, probably like a year and a half in development, was when I made the decision, like, it's a love story. It's always going to be a love story. But does it always have to be romantic love? And that was when I was I want platonic route. Because sometimes people go into Videoverse thinking it's a dating sim. It's not a dating sim.
Right, okay.
We're not picking a character here. Like, we are just getting to know this girl, Vivi. And you care about her. You may even love her, but it doesn't need to be romantic at all. You can just care about her. I also didn't really want to, like, if you play the romantic route, it seems like Emmett is straight, but I never really wanted to define his sexuality. I wanted to kind of keep that for the player. Like, and if you want to be ace or aromantic or gay or just not be interested in Vivi, you can. Like, that was so important to me.
Yes.
And it was something that I wish I'd realised a bit sooner. But it was also really important to, like, make sure the platonic route was really fulfilling. I never want everyone thinks like, oh, I've got to get the romance route, that's the best route, and it's like it's not really. In my opinion, like, you play like a nicer game with Vivi at the end if you do the platonic route. I think Emmett is less selfish. He's not like, will you go out with, like, pushing all this. He's just like, I hope you, like, live your dreams, Vivi. Like, this kind of thing. And it's like, that is just... And you don't see many, like, male-female friendships either, especially at, like, that age.
Oh, yes. Everything you're saying is just lighting up all the neurons in my brain. Because naturally, in video games, I just go platonic. I like the platonic route, especially if it's like a boy and a girl like pairing. There's something in me that wants to see how video games handle that situation, but two, it's just something I naturally gravitate towards. Unless, funnily enough, if it's two women or two men, then I'm like, let's go, get all the way. Like, I can't help it. When it's like a quote unquote straight couple pairing, I'm like, nah, they're besties.
I know what you mean. I didn't used to be like this. Like when I was younger and I played a dating.
I didn't used to be like this.
I'd play like dating sims, and I'd be like, oh, I want to go after like this hot guy, and then you do that, and you're like, wasn't that satisfying? And I remember when Mystic Messenger came out, and there was one character was a woman, and that was the only one I went for. I was like,
me too,
this is so much more interesting. And
she's the first person I went for.
Yeah, and I don't even think like it's even a romantic I think you just help her run a coffee she like starts her own business, and it's this is amazing. I was like, more games where you're just friends and you just help your friends.
You are so right. Her whole story arc is she's working for one of the other love interests who's like her boss.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird fucking thing, even though like I dated all of them, so I did that eventually. But he's an asshole to her. So my first instinct is like, girl, we gotta go. We gotta go, girl. So yeah, you're right. Her first, the whole thing between you two is just helping her, one, be more confident in herself, and two, knowing she's more than just her job. And you open a coffee shop at the end, and there's a very platonic hug you have with her at the end, with both in your aprons and stuff. I think they did eventually update it so that you could be romantic with. I totally forgot her name. Rebecca's gonna kill me. She loves Mystic Messenger.
It begins with a J, I think.
Yeah. But Rebecca's gonna kill me.
I'm just thinking of other characters.
Yeah. But she was the first. Again, it just happened naturally that I just fall into the roots where I just seek that out. And it was the same with Videoverse. I felt very much that these two teenagers, there was something romantic about maybe Emmett being interested in it and Vivi being like, no, I'm good, and him respecting that, which I love. But there was something I just liked, that you can show this emotion and you can care about someone from this age and still it be completely platonic, completely like, and them show interest in other, like, I don't know, I just really respected that. And after knowing that you, again, when we talked before, it took you another 6 months to write all the extra route, the platonic route. Is that right?
Yeah, it took a long time. I mean, sometimes I wonder if it was more than that, because I kept fighting, because the original route was romance.
Yes, yeah.
I kept finding bits that's like, oh wait, that's not, he shouldn't say that, and all that kind of thing. And
interesting.
It's a spider web of a game. Like that's one thing I've learned from Videoverse, is like I need a more structured kind of narrative, really? Because it is going all over the place.
But I'm always interested in the way, especially with like Ace creators, like the way that we approach romance and relationships and situationships and all those kind of the umbrella of terms. I don't know if you've played In Stars and Time just yet.
Yes, I have, because I think you recommended it to me, and I
might have.
And oh my god, like people aren't going to be able to see on the podcast.
Lucy is holding up a Seraphim plushie. I wish I got the art book recently, and I'm in love with it.
Nice.
What did you think about the ace wrap in that? I would love to hear your thoughts.
Fantastic, because I heard about it. And then I was playing it for like, I don't know, 10, 15 hours or something. I'm like, where is this ace? Where is all this rep that I've heard about?
Sure.
And then it comes like way later when you're like looping loads and you're starting to really get to know people and actually talking to them. Yes. And I'm like, oh wow, this is amazing, because I am forgetting most of the characters' names, unfortunately.
No, it's okay.
Mirabelle.
It is Mirabelle.
She's
you're right.
our ace, and you talk to her, and she opens up. And then later on, when you're like, Sifrin's looping again, and he's like,
"Yes,
what is that? I'm sick of this." He's just like, "Yeah, whatever. I've heard it before. This kind of attitude," and she's never said it before, and it's just like really. It's such a good game. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
But I really loved Sif, because he's a he they, and I'm a she they, and he's like, he's asexual, and he doesn't like too much touch, but he's not said no to like romance, and I'm like, I am so here for this.
Yes.
Like, it's this like asexual representation, but people that like maybe want a romantic relationships. Like that's my jam. I need more of that.
I'm so with you. You know what? And when Mirabelle at one point, I think she's like, ew, it's gross. I'm like, oh my God. Like those words, it resonated with me so deeply because I'm like, it's so, obviously we all want to be sex positive and I love what other people are doing. You do you, babes, you carry on. But just to hear someone be like, yeah, it's kind of gross, isn't it? I'm just like, it kind of is. Can we just say that? Like, I don't fucking know. But yeah, I'm just fascinated with the ways that, you know, it doesn't, and again, with Videoverse, you even having that route feels incredibly ace to me because you don't even need to have like a ace character or labeled ace character in a video game, especially with teenagers where labels are just like, I worked out I was ace when I was like 30, so and I'm 33 right now, 32, right? So when I was a teenager, I had no fucking clue. But it's just this approach to game design that feels very ace to me, and I just really appreciate it, and I think it's really wonderful. So I thank you for your effort in putting in that route.
I think like aces, I think we honestly think about sex maybe more than allosexuals do, because we're like, but why are you doing that? Like, why is this the norm? I don't get it. It's this constant, I don't get it. I should get it though, because everyone's telling me I should. And you're just there like...
I honestly agree so much. It's kind of the way that if you're neurospicy, like you're kind of like, this world isn't built in a way, like it's sending me signals that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And as an asexual person, I kind of relate to that feeling of like, maybe not so much now, but being younger and having all these like invisible signals and behaviors beamed at me, and me not being like, what? I don't understand what is happening. Like you talk about uni as well. It was the same for me. like in school especially, it was like I was so not even present, like in that respect. I was watching Sailor Moon, watching all these beautiful women in anime. Oh God.
And drawing them as well.
See, I remember I would draw, but I would more just like, I was really into like, you know, you'd go on like those weird websites where you had to watch it through like a weird media player. I would like take screenshots and GIFs of moments and like make little collages and collections. Like I was very
like
virtual
Markham.
in that respect. Yeah. But they would be like this big. They wouldn't even be like, they'd be so small and pixelated. But I'd be like from Cardcaptor Sakura as well. Oh my God. And then realizing the Japanese version, there were so many more like queer characters and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So good. Oh,
yeah.
But I digress. Yeah, I guess in terms of questions, that kind of, I feel like we've touched upon so many really interesting topics. I think my last one was, which you touched upon a bit, about what you're working on next. Yeah, how is that going without getting too much into it? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah. So I've had like, you know, the Videoverse console port and the Japanese translation, which took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, a big part of that is, you know, Videoverse is built in Ren'Py, and Ren'Py is really good at like exporting like localization, you know, very easily add your strings. It's great. But with Videoverse, it's built differently, and it just didn't really. It just, the process was just not as straightforward as it should have been.
Right.
So it made like translating it and testing it very, very difficult. So it took a lot longer. I remember being at like Tokyo Game Show last year, and we had like most of the Japanese in, but it just wasn't like quite good enough. Like it was more of a direct translation rather than a localization.
Right.
And there's a lot of like, you know, very, very personal, serious talk in Videoverse, but also mixed with like silly internet humor and memes. Yes. And a lot of the memes are like, is this even a thing in Japan? There was a lot of this.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Simpsons fan.
Sure.
Put loads of Simpson quotes in there. I don't think The Simpsons is that popular in Japan. So I apologise to the Japanese players about my love of The Simpsons. But yeah, we really tried to like add different video game references, some like Easter eggs and things, and just try and like there was a lot of me like watching like anime scenes, and there's like a Hotel Dusk reference in Videoverse.
Damn, I must have missed it. No,
I don't know if you've seen the meme where he's like picked up a paperclip and he's got like a really smug face.
Yes, I've seen it.
Well, I drew like this kind of smug face on a character, and I was like, the translators translated this line, but I don't think it's right. I don't think they understood. So I was like finding like Japanese DS footage on YouTube of like, what is this line? And then I was like getting it correct. So there was just
so good.
A lot of things like that in the last year.
Right, sure.
Whilst also working on the new project.
The new one.
So it went through phases of like, I'd have a month working on like Japanese stuff, maybe a month working on like improving the controller for the Videoverse port, all this kind of stuff. And then eventually I get like a month where, I can work on my new game.
Wow, it's time.
So it's like, it's I think it's nearly approaching like alpha. But since like Videoverse's like console launch, doing a lot of PR and marketing, I haven't really looked at it for like nearly 2 months now. Ooh. So I'll go back to it and I'll have kind of fresh eyes. Yes. And I'll probably do another round of editing. That's what I tend to do when I've had a break. But yeah, like I'm really hoping to get it out like before summer next year.
Wow, okay.
It's quite short. I'd say it's between like One Night Stand's length and Videoverse's length, like maybe a couple of hours.
Okay.
And it has like a few unlockables, this one has mini games.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of fun.
Love a mini game.
I thought, this will be a little bit fun. It's like this weird, like, it's more lighthearted, yes, but it's also not. It's also quite serious. I can't explain.
Lucy, I can't. This sounds so good. I'm getting so hype. Oh my god! Well, please let us know if you want to come back on and talk about it, or
I'm
when it's all good next year. Well, I know. Yes, the Indieventure gang will be looking forward to playing it. Yes.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I think we touched upon everything I wanted to touch upon. I feel like I want to go play Videoverse again.
Yeah.
Before we get into hyperfixation, are you? Yes. I'm just keen. We're very similar. What games are you playing, if any, at the moment? Any indies that you can just quickly shout out before we get into your obsession?
Yeah, shout out some indies. So I just I don't know if you do like judge work for IGF.
No, I don't.
So after I was nominated for Indie Cup, they approached me. They're like, "Oh, do you want to like do some jury work for Indie Cup?" So I did that. Really enjoyed going through that process. Yeah. But I also try and whenever these things come up, I try and do them. So we've just had like IGF judge the judge period. I think it was like October to just a couple of weeks ago. So I actually played a ton of games, like really catching up on what I've missed this year. And the standouts for me were the first one actually came out last year. It was Botany Manor.
Oh yes, I love that one. Yeah, where you're kind of like running through an estate and you're like planting seeds and you have to work them out.
I was so shocked because it kind of just looked like a bit of a cozy, you plant things kind of game. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm too bothered. But when you start getting the snippets of like this like woman's life and the story, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so many women that like my grandma, and also like, okay, my grandma didn't live in a manor house, but she had a beautiful garden. My granddad was a gardener. And it was a stunning garden, and I loved it. And just going around the garden, seeing like little British things like grey squirrels and like robins and
it's
stuff.
It's like Beatrix Potter's garden.
Yeah, I was like, this this is so lovely.
Wow.
But then seeing like these women like getting talked down to and all these letters and stuff, but not like, I don't know, like it was, I think at the time I was saying it's maybe a little ham-fisted. It's quite like getting to the point, maybe a bit too much. But by the end, I was like crying. I was like so upset.
Yeah.
Because she spoilers, everyone, sorry. But she sends off her like a thesis or work for this book and it gets rejected. But then she doesn't give up. She's like, well, yes! I'm going to have a classroom. I'm going to get all these kids in. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, girl. Oh. For me, it's like the letters, they weren't even like, no, we don't want you. It was like, oh, you're mistaken. That's what I found really heart-wrenching about it. And I think from like a woman's point of view as well, there's one thing to be like rejected. There's one thing to be like almost laughed at and dismissed, which is worse.
Yeah.
And so I'm with you. When she says at that classroom at the end, I'm like, you go, girl. Oh my God, this is the way to do it. Mentor.
It was amazing.
Mentoring is the way to go. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed that one.
So there was that.
Yes.
And then I think the other one that really stood out to me was Wednesdays.
What's that? Oh my God.
So
let me Google
do you know the developer... God, I've forgotten her name now. But they did Bury Me, My Love.
Yes! Oh my God.
So it's the same writer. And it is a game, and this is a heavy one. This is about sexual abuse, particularly of children. So this is like, right, so this is a very heavy topic.
Okay, yeah.
And, content warnings are everywhere. But I think what was most impressive about this game was how this is such a difficult topic, but it was handled with so much care and consideration. It only does the like little story snippets in short, like maybe 5-minute kind of scenes, and then it goes back to like this theme park simulator that's like, oh, do you want to like build like a roller coaster?
Oh.
And then you build a little bit of it,
and
then you unlock another memory. But the little character, it's like an orca, this whale.
I see in the screenshots.
He's really cute. He's like, oh, hello, you're back, and he's just like, oh, he's so sweet.
Whoa.
So it's like he holds your hand throughout this. And then you see all these different snippets of story, and it never shows anything like explicitly.
Yeah.
It's very good at what it does. But then the ending was like, again, I had to stop playing like these emotional games during IGF because I was like, I can't do anymore. Like I was crying again. Like, and I am really like, I am an emotional person, but I don't tend to cry at games that much. But both of these games, like, I'm just like sobbing. I'm like, I feel so sorry for the women of Botany Man.
Yeah.
And I feel so sorry for the kids that have gone through this, and just felt everything.
That's amazing.
Really, but I do recommend it. You got to be in the right place for it. And I thought like I'm gonna have to like take breaks, but I was able to get through the whole thing in one go because it was so well told.
Wow.
And I don't think I've seen like enough people talking about it. I think it's like my kind of narrative. Actually, no, I say that every game this year is one of my favorites has been a narrative game.
Really?
But it's up there anyway. It's like, it's really good. It's just hard to enjoy that kind of
I know
thing,
exactly what you mean, because you've given me one, so I'll give you one. Okay. Have you looked at or played And Roger?
No.
I think you'll like that one. You've given me this very emotional game about a difficult topic. I will give you a very emotional game about a difficult topic. Sorry to disappoint listeners, but I will not be telling... Lucy, I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I think you should just play it, because I didn't know much about it at first. I went in blind. I don't think you need to know much about any trigger warnings as much as with Wednesdays, but just in case, have a look. But yeah, for you, Lucy, I think if you like narrative stories and the way they're told and the mechanics they use, I'll give you that one. I'll play this one, you play that one.
Okay, it was honestly like next on my list, but I was so destroyed after these games. I was
maybe
like,
have a break. Yeah, maybe have a break. Yeah, maybe have a month, and then it's everything you described. It is how I felt playing And Roger. It's And Roger. So that's the name of the game. It's the way it tells it. It's quite short. It's quite punchy, and again, it's tackled like a very difficult topic in such a very careful and considerate way. And I was wondering what the Bury Me My Love people were doing, because I remember playing The Wreck and I thought The Wreck was okay. It wasn't like my favorite or anything that I was stood out, but Bury Me My Love was, again, a very difficult topic that they handled so well. But lovely. All these emotional games. We're going to be, Lucy, we're going to be like emotional wrecks. Like, we'll check in and I'll be like, I played Wednesdays. How could you do that to me?
Oh my God. Well, this is why I've just like, since then, I've just been playing like Simpsons Fortnite.
I was going to ask you, since you're a Simpsons fan. Fortnite. Who's your main?
I honestly, I don't pay a cent towards Fortnite. I am just a free person who is picking up whatever little scraps of armor I can. But yeah, I've really just enjoyed. I remember playing Fortnite when it first came out.
Really? Yeah.
And I really liked it. And then I think I just dropped off because I don't think I won for a very long time.
Oh, really?
Whereas this time I seem to be doing a lot better.
Yeah.
So I just like every night I'm like, just, a few hours just shooting some Simpson characters.
It hasn't got me quite yet, but when they added the Sabrina Carpenter skin, and everyone was dancing, I was like, is it my time? Is it my time to jump in?
This is all it takes.
Not
is something
yet.
you like.
Yes, not yet though. Right, okay. Now, no more emotional game recommendations, otherwise we'll be in bits. But I would like to hear about your hyperfixation, Lucy, because you teased me before we started recording of it being how many months long? It's.
I think with this one,
yes.
So I say my hyperfixation, maybe it's starting to die down now.
Oh, interesting.
But it was the 100-line Last Defense Academy.
Oh, shit. Rebecca should be here to chat to you about this. I'm the wrong person. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I think I started it in like April and I only finished it in like September or something, and I was like playing like pretty much every day for several hours.
Really? Oh my God.
Really, like did all 100 endings, saw it all.
You saw all the endings. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like just because I got into like Danganronpa like only a few years ago.
Oh my
quite
God.
Late.
Really?
And I do really like 999 and Zero Escape and all those.
Yes, me too.
So I was like, this is like Kodaka and Uchikoshi doing this like massive thing, and I'm like, I need to know what this is about. And I had a friend, I think that what really helped.
Yeah.
He was playing it as well.
Right.
And we were just like messaging each other.
You enabled each other.
Like, it's like, did you get ending 33 yet? Or whatever. And it's like, no, not yet, but I've just done this. And it was just really nice to have someone to chat to pretty much at the same point I was at.
Yes.
There was even like, I remember we were chatting at one point and it's like, what did you do on 100 Line last night? And it's like, I just had this like party with all the characters. Yeah. It's like, I just did that.
Wow,
so we were like at the exact same
very
point.
Close.
It's like, this is cool. But yeah, like really, it's a good game. It has like,
I need to look at the
like it's a Kodaka game, so there are like really this weird inappropriate shit in there, and there was like a certain route which players will know, like, called the Cult of Takumi, which is like, if you're going on that route, please be prepared, because I was playing it on like a Saturday afternoon. My television is in sight of the window. It's like, this is not. I had to go handheld. I was like, this is no.
Oh, you had to switch it up.
And then I felt like physically sick. I don't think a game has made me feel like I want to throw up.
What? No. Oh God.
So anyone who's playing that, please watch out for that route.
Is it just...
It is insane.
Oh, see, like, rarely I recommend Danganronpa to people, sometimes I do have to be a bit like, you know, it is an anime game, so just a warning, a heads up, but this has been on my radar for a long time, but I don't have the time. How many hours are you in?
Well, I spent about, I think I was 220 hours when I rolled like the final ending.
Right, okay.
My God, that
Lucy.
ending. This was me all summer, basically.
Yes.
Just playing this crazy game and kind of probably losing my sanity to it. So if you spent so many hours on it, you're gonna gain a hyperfixation.
Yes, it's a whole personality. Hyperfixation. I'm a whole different person now because of 100 line Last Defense Academy. There we go.
Yeah, it helps. Like, there's just some what's so good about it? The English localization is fantastic. The writing is so funny.
What? It's really? Yeah.
Really, really smart. Really funny. The voice acting, I played it in English, which I don't always do. It's really good.
Oh, fair play.
Like some of these characters, their English voices are so endearing. I'm like, I want to hire you for like a future project. This is great. So yeah, I'd really like to work with.
Yes, because of course Emmett's voice actor has gone on to voices. Is it Great Ace Attorney?
He was Ryunosuke in the Great Ace Attorney, and he was I don't play Black Myth Wukong, but the main monkey character.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
hell yeah,
yeah. So Mark's done, like, he's doing great, great work. I had so much fun. It was my first time really working with voice actors, so I'd love to do that again. So whenever I'm like playing these games, actually that is something I nearly forgot to say.
Oh yeah.
Violet's voice actor. Yeah. Spoiler, sorry everyone. She is also one of the main characters in the 100 Line. Lida Lily.
Oh my god!
She voices. God, I'm forgetting all the characters' names now.
There's so many in these kind of games. Yeah. There's so many characters. What was her name? Sorry.
You know what? I just want to double check.
Have a look up.
Because if I get the
even from the little the trailer, I can count at least 15 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
yes,
15. So
yeah, her name is Nozomi. So that is the same voice actress. Wow. And she doesn't really sound like the same at all, but it's her.
Yes,
yeah, it's really, really cool. I was like, and I met her at Develop as well.
Did you?
And I was like, yeah, like, because we only worked like online, so it was so nice to like meet her and have a little chat. And I was like, oh, I loved your performance in 100 Line as well. So cool. Yes, like nerding out a little bit.
She can hook you up with some of the other voice actors for your next project. Yes. That is most certainly a hyperfixation if I ever heard one. 200 hours.
That is, and I must say that is very unusual for me.
Oh, really?
Like if I hear a game is long, I usually like either don't bother with it or I'll just play about 50 hours and then be like, okay, I kind of need to move on to something else.
Yes.
But with this, I just wanted to see everything it had.
It got you good.
And they've even said, like, oh, we're going to bring out DLC, and I'm just like, I am ready for it.
Standing there like, day one.
Yeah.
Bring it. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, Lucy, thank you so much for coming on Indieventure Extra. I feel like Videoverse is just so special to me, and again, Liam and Rebecca too. And it's just so nice, almost full circle, like from us playing it at Indie Cup to now having you on the podcast talking about it. And yeah, I'm so excited for your next project. Hope it all goes well. Good luck with everything. And yeah, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I hope listeners enjoyed it as well. Chat to you again soon, maybe, for our Ace episode.
We should.
I think that'd be great. Yeah. All right. Well, again, as well, thank you all for listening. Tune in next time, and that's goodbye from me and Lucy. Goodbye.
Bye.
Indieventure is a video games podcast created, produced, hosted, and edited by Rachel Watts Rebecca Jones, and me, Liam Richardson. For more information, including a list of every game we mentioned in this episode, make sure to check out our website, indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can get in touch by sending your questions, comments, and feedback to contact@indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can support the show by rating us 5 stars and leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or your preferred podcast provider of choice. Some of the games we talk about on the show may have been provided to us for free for review consideration. Our intro music and stings were composed for us by Ollie Newbury. Check the episode description to hear more of his excellent tunes. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks for another episode of Indie Venture. Bye for now.